Good evening, Appleby College. I'm Sheldon Zvad with Colley House News, and tonight we have quite a special story for you. Tonight we'll be discussing the death penalty in the United States. More specifically, the fact that the lethal injection might be leaving, and other traditional methods such as execution by electrocution or by hanging might be making a return. To begin, I'd like to give a brief history of the death penalty. It has been part of the American Constitution since it was first drafted by the Founding Fathers in 1787, but the first person to be executed in the United States was not executed before June 25, 1790. In 1852, Rhode Island outlaws the death penalty for all crimes including treason. This marks Rhode Island as the first state to completely abolish the death penalty. On August 6, 1890, New York performs the first execution using electrocution. February 8, 1924, Nevada carries out the first execution using a gas chamber. August 14th marks the last public execution to be carried out in the United States. December 2nd, 1982, in Texas, a lethal injection is utilized for the first time. The last execution by hanging is on January 25th, 1996. The last execution by gas chamber is on March 3rd, 1999. And the last execution by firing squad was on June 18, 2010. There are currently 32 states with the death penalty, which leaves 18 states without. In these 32 states, the main method of execution is by lethal injection. The secondary method varies and is usually only utilized if the lethal injection is found unconstitutional. The method to carry out a lethal injection varies depending on the states, but the most common method is a 3-drug combination. The first drug is an anesthetic, such as pentobarbital, the most common. The second is a paralytic agent, usually bancuronium bromide. And lastly, the last drug will actually be the cause of death as it stops the heart, and it is usually potassium chloride. But there has been a shortness of drugs required to carry out the lethal injection, which has resulted in states turning towards a new injection methods, such as a single injection of a lethal dose of anesthetic. Some of the drugs being tried on humans have never been used on a human before. One of these was used to execute Dennis McGuire. It took 26 minutes before he could be pronounced dead, and some reports have indicated that he struggled and gasped in agony for up to 10 minutes. Some states, such as Missouri, Wyoming, have begun taking the firing squad back into consideration, and gas chambers and electrocution has also been coming back in discussion in several states. Since 1991, Louisiana has only allowed lethal injection to be utilized, but the House Bill 328, which was filed in late February, could extend the options to include the electric chair. But this bill is still pending. The continuation of the death penalty in the United States will not continue as it is right now, as there has been an increasing shortness of these drugs, and therefore they have to either find new ways to carry out the lethal injection or return to previous and more traditional methods of execution. Only the future knows what will happen to the death penalty in the United States. Thank you very much for being with us tonight, and we shall see you next week.